I'm so tired of dealing with stupid people at the district. And it's not just normal people. Well, okay, let me start over. I'm tired of being let down all the time when I talk to some people at the district that are supposed to know issues with technology. Okay, for example, today I'm having trouble with computers being slow, and I thought, hey, you know what? Let's check on memory upgrades. Let's try to upgrade some memory. Mind you, I say memory and I say RAM. And so I look and I say, okay, our iMacs have 4 gigabytes of RAM right now. And I look at Crucial.com and they show that they can be upgraded to 8. So I send a couple emails out. To one, I say, a tech person, I say, and I know she knows what I'm talking about. And I say, hey, do you have a couple extra sticks of memory for these iMacs? And I list out what kind it is, DDR something, whatever. And I give her the speed and all the specs. And I haven't heard back from her. But at the same time, shortly thereafter, I sent another email out to a person that has usually bought stuff for us in the CTE department. And boy, I might get in trouble. Who watches this? I don't know. You guys. But anyway, it frustrates. Okay, because the email I get back says something like, well, I'm learning more about Macs, but on PCs, can't you just delete things and free up more? I'm not sure about Macs. I don't know how Macs work, but can't you just delete things? And so I go into, and I'm very nice, but I go into my little my metaphor. I said, no, that's not true for any computer. And I go into I explain RAM is like thinking space. In fact, if you compare your RAM to a workbench and your hard drive to a garage, the garage is where you store stuff. You put things in boxes, you put all your tools in there, you put them in cabinets, you put them all away. But to do anything with them, you take them out of the boxes, you take them out of the toolbox, and you put them on the workbench and you work. The bigger your workbench, parentheses RAM, the bigger the project or the more things you can have out working on at the same time. The bigger the hard drive or the bigger your garage, the more things you can store. But you still need to get them out and put them on the workbench to work. And I thought that was a very good example. And she comes back and says, well, I was just told that if anyone opens up the computers, it voids their warranty. Plus, if deleting things off your computer doesn't free up more RAM, then I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you'll have to buy your own. And I go back and I say, these computers are 6 years old, 7 years old. Their warranty expired 4 years ago. There's no issue. There's a Phillips screwdriver, 2 Phillips screws you undo and you pop the RAM in. And I said, okay, that's fine. I've also copied someone else on this. I'm working another angle. That's fine. I don't worry about it. And then I say, by the way, next paragraph, by the way, RAM is not storage. This drives me nuts because for 25 years, since 2000, 94, 90, what is that? 20 years? At least 20 years, our district's been dealing with computers in the classroom and things like that. And they still don't know the difference between hard drive and RAM, storage and memory. That's fundamental, folks. Fundamental. I mean, if you're not a geek, nerd, whatever, then you don't care. But if you're in charge of that, if you're in charge of computers and you're in charge of knowing that stuff, how can you say, well, on a PC, if we want to free up memory, we just delete things off our computer? Oh my gosh, don't ever say that if you want people to believe you, if you want people to have any kind of, if you want to have any credibility. You know, it's like me trying to throw out a whole bunch of music terms. You know, well, if I sing a quarter note 3 octaves up, and then you know what, I may know the words, but I can't put them together in a good sentence. These people that think they know the words, memory, hard drive, RAM, storage, and they use them wrong. Why are they in the position? I don't get it. I don't get it. And then they blame it to Mac. Well, I don't know how these Macs work, but in PC, and then so who are the people that are believing them? All these PC users? I'm sorry, guys. If you're a PC user and you know what you're talking about, ignore this. I'm talking about the PC users that are too stupid to know that they don't know, and they pretend they do know. If you don't know something, don't pretend you know it. That's basically it. Whether you're a Mac user, PC user, Android, iPhone, I don't care. Spanish, French, whatever. If you don't know something, don't profess to know it. Wow. They're in charge and they're making decisions. They're making decisions. Here's another one. I'll show you this one. This poor lady in here, she teaches Spanish in this classroom, and she also teaches part-time at Taylor Junior High. Taylor Junior High has not got their laptops yet. Okay, they're not in line to get them yet. So she had to request to get a computer back. Last year, at the end of the year, we turned all these in because they were giving us all these laptops, these Lenovo's. And well, she hasn't gotten them, and she's part-time here. She's here for the first 2 hours of the day. Then she goes back to Taylor Junior. Anyway, so she's waiting, maybe in a month, they told her. And with the new laptops, they are going to be able to use these new projectors connected with a wireless display thing. They call it a wide-eye, which, shoot me now. Anyway, she can't do it. So they come and they take her screen down. You see where the screen was. They get rid of her screen. They pull it down so they can put this up. And now it's not connected. Okay, there it is. Not connected. She can't use it. So she has to shine this projector onto the whiteboard. And in fact, I see, she's not a techie. Teachers shouldn't have to be techies to do this stuff. But she has to keep this spot of her whiteboard clean. She can't write anything on it because that's her screen now. Before, when you had a projection screen, you could pull it down and cover it up and then put it back up and it's gone. Now, these things that they give us, we have to shine right on the whiteboard. That's where it's going to be. The mark she has laid out is for her old projector, but we can't put anything on this whiteboard right here. That's our screen. So they instantly got rid of a whole, 8-foot, 10-foot section? It's probably 8 feet of whiteboard. Man, and as I was talking to the installer last night, I was here from probably 7:45 to 8:30, maybe 7:30 to 8:30, coming back from a filming project. And I was talking to the guy, and he was a good guy, installing these, telling me all about them. But he said, hey, on a personal note, the district does not know what they're doing. They are they're just dumping tons of money into all this stuff, and they're not even thinking about the ramifications like this, okay? This poor teacher. And the teachers they don't want this kind of frustration. They really don't. I'm sorry. I'm done. This is 8 minutes. I'm really bothered. Sorry, guys. Bye.